Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second Searching for Players podcast. As always, I am Player 1, a.k.a. David, and I'm joined by Player 2,
a.k.a. Lena,
and Player 4.
I'm Dallas.
We are missing Player 3. Unfortunately, he could not make it, but I'm sure he'll join us next week, hopefully, probably.
We'll run into him. We'll see.
All right, so we're going to start off with a little clarification, maybe. Things are said in podcasts. We're not checking our phones, so sometimes we get things wrong. I wanted to point out a couple things.
We get things wrong?
I know.
What?
It's crazy. We were talking about Kubo. We had said we think it came out like last weekend or something. It was like 3 weekends before when we filmed that thing. So it's been out for a little while. I had rambled on about Warcraft. I said something about an orc druid. That is not possible. I looked it up. I know it's showing my lack of Warcraft knowledge, but orcs cannot be druids. Trolls can, but orcs cannot. So,
okay.
I knew that.
We couldn't remember who was making the Mario Runner game for cell phones. It is actually being made by Nintendo.
Oh.
So it may actually be decent, yeah. Has a little more of my attention now. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but once we see a price. So,
$15.
Oh, and Alex isn't here, but he had said earlier in the podcast the Xbox One S had a 4K drive. Then he corrected himself and said no, it did not. He was actually right the first time. It does have the 4K drive already in it. So the Xbox One S, already out, has the 4K drive, but the PS4 Pro, coming out later this year, will not have it. So.
Okay.
Interesting. And that's it. We did all right other than that.
All right.
Go us. Yeah.
No more corrections.
Nice.
All right. So we like to start every podcast with what you've been playing, what you've been watching.
You start, David.
I start?
Yeah.
All right.
Player 1.
I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah.
Strangely addicted to that game. Season 2 competitive is going on. I know you play it too. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that. And I finally started Deus Ex.
Mm-hmm.
The new Deus Ex. Literally, though, I think I played about 15 minutes. So hopefully I'll be able to actually get into that game this week. I just haven't had time to really play it.
Okay.
So I made the mistake of there's a recap option at the beginning to catch you up on everything that happened in the first game, so you know what's going on. And it's like 20 minutes long, so I watched all of that. Then I played the game for about 15 minutes, and then I had to go do something else, so I kind of ran out of time. But and as far as what I've been watching, I haven't really watched any movies, new movies recently. I've been rewatching The Office on Netflix because, it's classic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's about it for me.
Simple.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what about you? What you been watching? What you been playing?
Okay. All right. Let's see. Overwatch for sure. I played like several hours after I got home from work, which is probably why I'm very exhausted today. Too much Overwatch. We finally got like a 6-player team together.
Oh, nice.
Me and my friends.
That's always the best.
It was so much fun. It was cracking up. It was like we didn't really win a whole lot of games. But it was fun. We didn't do competitive.
Okay.
I'm finally going to get my own copy very soon because my boyfriend was like, I don't know any of these people, and I'm just going to delete them, and you're going to get your own. And I was like, okay, all right, it's time. So hopefully this week I'll have my own copy of Overwatch. Then I'll have to start over from level 0.
It's all right, though. You get a bunch of loot boxes.
I guess. Other than that, I swear there was something else I was playing. I can't remember what it is. That game you showed me, I want to start that. That Tales, what is it? Skies something.
Hold on. Trails from the Sky. Yeah, something like that. Trails from the Sky. Yeah. I think there's a subtitle to it. But yeah, Japanese RPG.
Yeah, David showed me like the first 10-15 minutes last week. And
classic RPG.
Keep thinking about it, and I really want to start it now. So we'll see about that. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Other than like mobile app games.
Right.
Playing like tappy games. Building my aquarium.
So you're gonna get that Mario when it comes out, right?
No. Not a big runner.
Oh. I was gonna ask if you were a Mario fan.
Oh, I like Mario alright. I was never good at the games. Like, I suck at Mario games.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, traditional Mario platform jumping games, I suck at those. I suck at Mega Man, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, as far as watching, I've been watching Venture Brothers. Mm-hmm. Just finished the first season. I've seen episodes here and there because of Adult Swim and all that kind of stuff, but I've never sat down and watch the whole series. So I'm doing that now. Just finished first season. And still on Mob Psycho. I was screaming at the end of last episode. And I was like, I like Mob Psycho. It's a cute anime. It's not as engaging as One Punch Man, which was like the, I guess, series before that the same artist did or whatever. But then like the end of the episode came and I was like, never mind. Oh my God, this is this. So it's this one. And
Are you watching that on Crunchyroll?
yes. Okay. And there was a new anime. I can't remember the name of it at all. But it was very interesting. It was very calm. And like pretty. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm excited to see the new episode of that. And once I remember the title of the anime, I will say it in the podcast.
Okay, it'll randomly come up. To
yes, I can't remember what it was called. It was a really long title, so I can't remember. And I saw Kubo and the Two Strings, beautifully animated movie. Oh my God, just like watching it. I wish we'd seen it in 3D. We didn't. We just saw it 2D. But it was beautiful, and the music was gorgeous. And, I mean, it's the animation team that did Coraline and all that kind of stuff. So it's, like, stop motion. But it's, like, you don't even notice it. Like, Coraline maybe a little bit. You can kind of tell here and there. But it was just, like, this could have been 3D animated. And I would not have noticed.
Right.
Really cool stuff in that one. And I liked it a lot. I don't know. That's about it.
Is that it?
Yeah. Unless you have questions about them.
Cool.
Dallas.
Well, let me ask you this real quick.
Oh,
Does Kubo? Do you need to see Kubo in the theater, or could you wait for rental?
I don't know. I don't know how it would look on comparatively.
Well, you're a big theater guy, right?
I mean, I like to see like the big blockbusters in the theater, but
Yeah.
everything else I'm fine just waiting till it's on Blu-ray or whatever.
Okay.
So
There's most things, and I'd rather be on my couch.
I mean, it is being able to nice pause it, get yourself a drink,
Or just, have a blanket.
You can bring a blanket.
It is, business casual optional, which I normally go for the house casual option.
right.
That's just my preference.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, like, maybe before this generation of TVs, I would have been like, yeah, go see it in the theater because all the detail and it's beautiful and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, I don't even know now, like,
You can get all that at home, yeah.
if there's really that much of a difference other than, I don't know. I don't know if it would have been a different experience.
No,
I would say go see it because I liked it. But,
Right. Support the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
but if you're not in a hurry, then I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Right. I'm sure it'll be on DVD or Blu-ray by Christmas. So.
I think if I had seen it in 3D, I would have been like, yes, go see it in the theater. But because I didn't get that, so. All right, Dallas, now it's your turn unless David wants to interrupt.
No. Let's see what you got.
I actually don't have anything this week. I know.
Okay, never mind.
It's pretty bad. Well, like, I'm a full-time student, so I don't...
You have a lot on your plate.
I
can't
do,
imagine that
yeah.
you even have anything to bring. Like,
yeah, I really
we
don't. There's a couple shows, a couple of my reality shows came back, which I'm not going to tell you because I will get judged, rightfully so. But I started watching those again, and then just a couple of USA shows that are ending. That's about it. It's been a lot of
ending or like
no, just
season
ending.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, it's been a lot of reading textbooks. So
That's cool.
yeah, I mean, I can bring those. And
What
share
you're reading down.
like that's not what this podcast is about.
Just
right.
take us through your study sheet and your syllabus. I want to know.
Yeah, white
everything.
space is not your enemy. That's actually the
Okay.
name of one of my textbooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is that an art one? What is that?
Yeah, it's for media design.
Oh. Yeah, I have a lot to learn about negative space.
Yeah, negative space, positive space.
Yeah.
Don't let the space be captured in the center of your poster or flyer. I'm learning a lot.
You should lend me that book when you...
I like to think this podcast...
I did buy it, so...
This podcast is a positive space.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I
you
did.
like that?
I
Okay.
did. As, what did you say earlier? That is a Dallas level joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's good.
inspire me, Dallas.
Soon at the end of this, we're all going to be making
It's just
just
bad
Dallas
puns.
level jokes.
Just bad puns.
Not that that's a bad thing. at all.
You're right. It's a good thing.
Yep.
All right. So moving on.
Yep, done with that.
There's no, so we don't have like a single big news item for this week. We're going to dive right in. TGS happened. Sony had their Japan conference on Tuesday, right? I think it was Tuesday. And they had a whole bunch of info there, and then TGS has kind of been happening from like, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Not a ton of huge news. It's definitely aimed at bringing a lot of information to the Japanese market, and some of these things may not ever make their way west. Just it appeals mainly to or they don't think it'll appeal to Western markets. Sometimes it does, but it's smaller audiences, so it's not worth for them to bring it here. But some of the big things during the Sony press conference, they, of course, this is hot on the heels of the PS4 Pro announcement. Very little PS4 Pro talk at the conference. It was kind of weird, actually. They did show that there's going to be a Final Fantasy 15 limited edition PS4. Now it's the Slim, not the Pro. And it's I forget the price, but it's going to come with the copy of the game, a copy of the CG movie, and then the system with the Final Fantasy logo. And I think there's like a moon on there. They call it the Lunar Edition or something.
Very pretty.
So, yeah, it's pretty nice looking.
Okay. Quick question. Doesn't really have to do with TGS, but what is the difference? Like, what makes a console pro? Like, what features?
So that was the one we talked about last week, that they just called it the Pro, but it's the one with the bigger hard drive. It's a little more powerful. It gives it that 4K support.
Wait, I thought that was the Slim versus the non-Slim.
So the Slim is identical to the existing PS4.
Right.
So then they're coming out with the Pro, Right. So then there's the Xbox One S, which is sort of their version of the Slim. And it's a little more powerful than the current Xbox One.
Okay.
And the Pro is almost on par with that.
Wait, what?
Okay, so the Slim,
yes.
Slim is not an official title of anything. Slim is just more like the design.
Right.
Okay.
They slimmed down the original console to be smaller, right? So we call it colloquially the Slim, right? But they have names usually that the companies come out with. So the new one for PlayStation is the Pro. It's not called the Slim. We call it the Slim because it's just...
Oh.
Right, there is a Slim version of the existing PS4 also.
Wait, don't confuse me.
Slim?
Yeah.
Don't confuse
me. Yeah.
So it's not like a pro console for pro gamers.
Oh, man.
No?
That's kind of what they're saying.
But is it?
That's
Because
just
it
the
sounds
name.
like... Wait, so the Slim is the Pro is what you're saying?
Okay, so this is what
No, that's not what you're saying.
No. Okay. We talked about this last week, I know.
No, you talked about... I sort of remember. I don't get a lot of sleep these days. But the Slim... You talked about the original console versus the Slim, which I remember saying is like the original console on a diet.
Correct.
Right. So then, where does the Pro come?
So the Slim is the existing PS4. No actual... It's just all visual.
It's
no
just,
actual performance.
Design is now sleek. A little bit more aesthetic.
Yes, someone's revving their engine outside. The Pro is the PS4 amped up, better graphics, stronger units. We talked about the GPU and the CPU and all that. Yeah. So that's what the Pro is.
Okay.
And that comes out November.
But that's not taking place in the Slim.
No, the Slim will still exist at 300 and the Pro will exist at 400.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
And the PS Pro is the PS4 Pro is the new big system.
Okay.
But they mentioned it almost barely at all at this TGS conference, less than a week later or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of interesting. They didn't really talk it up. Now, it's probably because a lot of these existing companies haven't had time to mess with it, so they don't have any special things to announce. Hey, look at this. Look how awesome our game looks on the Pro, because they haven't updated their stuff yet. But
okay.
So anyways.
Now that we got through that.
Right. So I think we're all on the same page
Sorry.
now.
That's clarifying for me, too, because I was confused on that.
Absolutely. There were some new game announcements. There's a new Gundam Versus game.
Yeah.
I've never played any of those. I've never been big into Gundam.
I like Gundam. I've never been huge into Gundam, but
again, it's one of those things. Huge in Japan.
That's when the stream got really wonky for me. So I was like, "Hey, Gundam Versus, what is it showing? This doesn't match with the audio thing." So it just kind of
Right.
So I don't feel like I actually got to see what
They didn't show a
about.
whole lot. It was, I think it's the 20th anniversary of the series or something like that. So they showed all the old games leading up to the newest one.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, they didn't show a ton about it. I'm personally not super excited, but they did announce a new Hot Shots Golf,
Yeah.
which I know you're probably excited for.
Golf games. I've never been big into Hot Shots. Like, I don't know why. I think it's the design of the characters that I don't really like.
Mhm.
But man, those golf courses look freaking sweet.
Yeah, Dallas. It's a golf game.
I have heard of it.
But they also showcased golf cart racing, fishing.
Good to see
Okay.
that.
Looks like they're running around the golf courses collecting coins. I don't know. So lots of different mini games they're going to throw in there.
Yeah.
So this may be controversial to say, but I would just like to do that in real life.
No, Dallas. Only in virtual.
It's much safer virtually.
Yeah. Well, I
Don't want to go running around golf courses. You're in trouble.
That could
I
be a
don't-
game
you know
at some
what?
point that all four of us play.
sure. Yeah, I'll race. I'll race in a golf cart.
We'll all be going forward. Dallas will be going backwards.
Yeah.
So.
Probably. What's that one game we
Maybe
played
she'll
one
be good
time?
by the time.
No, yeah.
The
She'll have
Sonic?
learned.
Yeah, that Sonic game where we were
The
driving
Sonic
and
Racers,
racing, and I kept going into a tree.
Dude, okay, first of all, the game was pretty hard to control, so I don't
Okay.
fault you too bad on that.
Yeah.
The air
Yeah.
controls were ridiculous.
It's
I mean,
just-
like, I hardly got it.
I
so
couldn't
it's
do
alright.
anything.
It was too much for me.
I don't even know what was going on.
I know.
I was like, who am I? I wasn't Sonic.
We'll come back.
Who
We'll
was
come back
I?
to that game. We'll get you
Yeah, we
back
will.
in there at a later date.
I don't know. It was too traumatizing.
You're gonna pick up the controller and have flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We gotta start with basic racing games. Turismo.
Turismo is not a basic racing game.
Okay, maybe not Turismo. I'm trying to think of a basic one. I don't
We'll get
know.
you in some like Need for Speed,
Like
more
old.
arcadey kind of racing
Okay.
games. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll break out the Mario Kart at some point.
Got you.
Yeah, so.
Hey, question. Random.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was.
So I know there's the Tony Hawk game for skateboarders, right?
That is random. What? This is going.
David will understand
Okay.
how it kind
Oh, okay.
of ties in.
I wasn't here for that.
Is there a game where you just race on rollerblades?
There
Is there a thing?
There used to
Is
be.
it called blading?
There's one called Skitchin, but I don't think that was a racing game.
Skitchin?
Skitchin.
Skitchin?
That was one of my favorite Sega Genesis games.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably something, especially in the old.
There
days.
was.
Skitchin
I think
on
there
Sega.
was a racing one like on rollerblades
Okay.
around that same, but I don't remember what.
We'll have to look it up
It
for
was
next
called.
time.
You know what? I want to play obscure racing games.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
what I want to do.
They
I want to
just-
skitch on Sega.
Dude, Skitchin is so fun. So fun.
I don't. Well,
I don't know if it's fun now. I remember it being fun when I was like 8.
I don't know. I can still have a good time playing Snake.
Oh,
on my
yeah.
cell. That could be amazing. So I mean, who knows? I may be a skitcher.
Nice use of the terminology.
Is that a thing? Is it not?
I
a
don't know.
thing?
I mean, it could
It
be.
could
I
be a
just-
thing. Hashtag skitcher. Hashtag skitching all day.
Oh.
No.
All right, moving on.
Just skitch on to the
we'll
next
we'll
one.
research it. We'll find you
Yes.
a racing game that's
Yeah.
on
That's
wheels.
almost
Yeah.
on par as skitch.
Yes.
I'm gonna make this thing happen. I'm telling you.
All right. So other new game announcements. Earth Defense Force 5. Have you ever played any of the Earth Defense
No,
Force?
my boyfriend was super excited about it. He was telling me about some stuff about it. But I was like, this looks familiar and also looks like something you would be really into. And he's like, yes, I am super excited for this game.
I remember playing. I think it was when the first one came out, and yeah, they're just crazy, good time, ridiculous fun.
All right.
It's basically you're just a little soldier guy, and you're fighting off waves of like giant ants and spiders and aliens and then giant robots, and it's just it doesn't take itself too seriously. Usually, it has a lot of technical problems, frame rates and stuff, but these games are just fun to play. They're just jump in, shoot everything. And that's about it.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like made for TV sci-fi movies.
yeah, that's actually probably perfect. Way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
Really.
fun. I'm not knocking those. This
Yeah.
is just how I would
No, it's
describe
exactly
it.
what
No.
it is. So.
Okay, cool.
And then another announcement was kind of interesting. A Dynasty Warriors style game made by Koei Tecmo. and it's a crossover of their other franchises. So it's Ninja Gaiden, Tokiden, and Atelier Sophie, which I don't know. Saw the video. I'm not big into that style of games, but especially I don't know if I'm saying that right. Atelier.
I can't remember
Atelier,
if it's
Atelier. I don't know. But that's interesting to see them in that kind of game because that's not. Those are much slower RPG style. Yeah. So it's interesting to see them just run around and destroy huge groups of enemies. Yeah. So a Dynasty Warriors style game.
Thank you for answering the question I was about to ask.
You usually play a single character.
Okay.
And it's usually you have like swords or bow staff or maybe an arrow or something. But anyways, you run around and it's just you and you fight these large groups of characters. Okay. And they're usually not super deep games. You know, it's not a big like 100-hit combo system or anything where you're like doing crazy
100-hit
combo.
Yeah, what are these words you're saying?
But basically, it's just you run around and fight large armies. Just think about it.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Should I ask about 100-hit combo later?
Yeah, that'll be. We'll get into that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Is there a 50-hit combo?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be any number of hits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I didn't know. Just checking.
Just 100's just.
I don't know why I was doing that, but that's just chilling. Sup.
Anybody listening to this podcast?
I had
Dallas
my arm on the chair. And then back. I was leaning back.
Cool dude.
Yeah, she's too cool for this podcast.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Some might say I'm a skitcher.
No.
David hates it. I love it.
You guys.
I'm like, what would it be like if Alex was here right now?
Oh man, me and Alex would be going off.
It would be 10 times worse, David.
It really would be.
Yeah.
Okay,
so this is good. A lot of other games were talked about and shown off.
Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Yeah, Kingdom
Prologue,
Hearts 2.8.
Last prologue, some bullcrap.
With all their crazy names.
Yeah.
It comes out in January. What else did they talk about? Nier Automata, I think I'm saying that right. It comes out in February. I know you're looking forward to that one.
Words.
You played the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want it.
So is this one? Do you know if this one's like a direct continuation of the story? I don't know what the story was.
I think it's supposed to be connected in some way, but I'm trying to stay away from. I want to play it fresh.
Right.
I don't want any news. Fresh.
I like that. I understand that, but it's just that's so odd to hear in today's landscape of anything. Like,
that's the way I try to do.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to. Yeah.
Like movies, like the Marvel movies when they were coming out. Like at first I was really into them and I wanted to see all the trailers. Now I'm like, I'm just gonna wait till the movie comes out. It's like I'll watch the first couple of trailers or teasers and then I'm done, I'm out. And everyone's like, oh, have you seen it? No, I haven't. No, I want to watch it. I'm not gonna watch it until I go to the movies. Like I'm not. Just no. This is the same way with
you go out on a media blackout.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do that too. After a certain point, I stop watching the trailers or I stop reading about it or whatever. It's like the new Doctor Strange is coming up. Mm-hmm. I've seen 2 of the trailers. I'm done.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's I know it's coming out, and I'll see it when I get there.
Right. I don't need more previews. So.
Yeah.
They let's see, what else did they talk about? They talked about Danganronpa.
Dang Grandpas? No, I didn't. I think mostly because it never came out the first one here, and I really wanted to start with the first one, but I don't know.
It comes out in January.
Maybe I'll just.
I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Have not played it.
I haven't either.
Sorry, Dallas, we couldn't tell you any more info because we haven't played them.
Oh, it's okay.
They're coming out with, and it has not been announced for the United States, but a new Fortune Street game, which I feel like only one has ever come out in the U.S. The one that had Mario. They made a deal with Nintendo where Mario was actually in it. Fortune Street is basically a Monopoly-style board game, except digitally.
Oh,
Fortune.
Please do not ever make me play that.
Yeah, Fortune Street.
I never want to play
love
that.
Monopoly.
So I've never played it, but they announced
I do not like Monopoly.
It's their 30th anniversary apparently, and they're doing a Dragon Quest Final Fantasy crossover where all those characters will be like playing in the board game or whatever.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's cool that there's a crossover between those two franchises. It's unfortunate that it's in a
board game.
Fortune Street game. Like I said, don't know if that's coming to the West.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate street.
It's an unfortunate street.
Dang it, David. Right over my head.
A lot of people looking forward to Nioh. Nioh.
Oh,
it's sort of a Dark Souls style looking game. except much steeped more in Japanese folklore and culture.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Hardcore, die real easily. You got to take your time. You got to be skilled. They announced it comes out February 9th.
Yes. Let's throw Dallas in a Dark Souls game.
That'll be later. We'll throw Dallas in the deep end.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd freeze the system or something.
No.
The game would just be like, stop it, stop playing now.
Well, I mean, the whole point of those games is to die. So it's like
that's not fun.
You're not doing a disservice to the game by losing a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You learn by dying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you just said, you're not doing a disservice to a game by dying. So in other games, is it?
Oh no.
I can go for more.
Okay, so real quickly, like a game you die, you have to start over and just do it all over again. But the point of those games is to die and to learn from your mistakes from the last time. Usually it's just like, oh, I just have to start over and just play through this part again or whatever. And it's like I don't feel you learn as much, I guess. I don't know how to... Than those games.
Than the Dark
Souls. What would
Souls.
you call them? Rogue? Are they the rogue?
They're not roguelikes.
They're not roguelikes. Okay. What would you call those?
I don't know. Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
Hardcore games.
Why are they called Dark Souls games?
That's the name of the game.
That's the name of the
game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was another colloquial.
Since then, there has been more games that have followed that same formula.
Okay. With like, take your time, try not to die, but you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, try not to die, but you're gonna die.
Try not to die, but you're
That
gonna
is
die.
basically the gameplay. Yeah.
I feel like that's life.
Yeah, well, maybe
Try
you'll
not to die.
connect with that game.
Maybe. I don't know.
So.
Wait, maybe what?
Maybe even more so,
Because it hits home.
Yeah.
So yeah, at some point we'll have you check those out.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the future.
Yeah, way later. I think not a good beginning.
Right. Once you're more familiar with the controller and all that, so that's not an issue. So.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
It'll be fun to watch you die over and over and over.
Oh yeah. Well.
Thank you. I don't know what to make of that.
So some other announcements. They announced a Saga game. We haven't seen a Saga game in
in a long
10,
time.
15 years, something like that.
was
It's going to be on
surprised by
Vita.
that.
Comes out this December. In Japan, we'll see if it comes out to the West. But
hopefully it does.
they also announced new Vita colors.
Woo!
But again, that's probably going to be Japan only. I feel like in the US we get like 2 or 3 colors and that's it.
We get some of the special ones, but
we do sometimes. We'll see if any of these.
we got a Miku one.
And this was the first time in a long time I've seen Vita get any love at a press conference. For Dallas and those who are not aware, Vita is Sony's handheld system. So like
Nintendo has its DS
Okay.
or 3DS or whatever now.
Sure.
How they
Think
used
like
to have
Game
Game
Boy.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a Game Boy.
See, there we go.
see?
Right? It's Simpsons. I think I had 2 games. Simpsons, and then I don't think I got past the first level or whatever. I always died.
Yeah, see,
As Bart.
you were a gamer at some point in your life.
It's a strong
back in the
word.
day.
Back in the day.
So anyway, Sony has theirs,
Right.
which the current iteration is the Vita.
The Vita.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell that? Is it V-I-D-A?
V-I-T-A.
T-A.
Vita.
Okay. Vita. Okay.
And the Vita hasn't been getting much love. A lot of people are saying it's on its last legs. Like I said, this is the first time in a while I'd seen games and like information about the Vita be talked about. So, but the Vita also does do much better in Japan than it does in the US.
Okay.
So, let's see, what else did they talk about? They did talk about VR. Of course, the PlayStation VR comes out in October. So, of course, they were going to start talking about that more. They actually, interesting, they showcased Summer Lesson. Summer Lesson is one of those games that can make you feel super awkward. Basically, you're hanging out in this girl's dorm with this girl in her room, and you're just basically chilling with her.
Oh, I remember now. I remember what
she's
it
going through her day, and she'll interact with you. It's like you're there, so she'll look at you and talk to you, and you can... I don't know how you interact with her, They actually showed that off at their press conference, which was a little surprising. So
that sounds weird. I'm just throwing that sounds super weird. Why would you make a game about that?
It's Japan.
It's very Japanese.
Yeah.
I bet that will come to the West, just because it looks super polished.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet it'll be like a downloadable kind of deal, nothing you go to the store and buy or anything. But so
Nothing you'd want to be seen buying.
right. You can download it in the privacy of your own home.
Yeah.
Get the video game in a paper bag.
Mm-hmm.
Does that ever happen? Like where you have to buy a video game, like say you go to a store and because of the graphics on the front or whatever, or of how lewd or mature content, you have to purchase it in a paper bag, like records?
I don't think so.
No. Having worked in video game retail, my only connection to the industry at all. No. Video games the rating system is very similar to movies. Rated M equals rated R. So it's mature.
I did know that.
And there are adult type games. In this day and age, they're all downloadable. No stores carry them in physical form. The worst was when Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, there was discovered to be this sort of sex minigame. You could only access it with a cheat code thing that you had to buy and then unlock and all that. But because it was still included in the disc, all the games were upgraded to adults only, which would be the equivalent of NC-17. At that point, we took them all off the shelf and we just kept them in the cabinet behind us. We still sold them, but someone had to come up and ask us for them, and of course they had to have ID and all that stuff. But again, there's nothing on the cover that would have, relegated it to a black or brown bag situation or anything. So
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be
there are some games with like sexy covers, but it's super tame by any kind of like
explicit.
Yeah. That would be kind of funny. Having to leave a video game store. Like
just that by itself.
Like,
oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
What did you buy? Don't ask me that question. How dare you?
So then they also and this was a big tease. And I don't know if you saw this, if their stream was still going. There was they started talking about Biohazard, which is Resident Evil in Japan.
Yeah.
And they were like,
I'm excited for that.
Then all of a sudden, what they said was Biohazard crossover. And do you know how to pronounce that?
L'Arc-en-Ciel!
Okay, so Alina is familiar with a lot of the Japanese music, J-pop and whatnot. So they basically teased this thing, and it looked like, oh boy, we're going to get some Resident Evil news.
Then it was like
Instead, it turned to be a crossover with...
What is that?
What is
L'Arc-en-Ciel?
that? L'Arc-en-Ciel. And I guess what they're doing is they're creating a Resident Evil-themed song and music video with them for VR.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are they a pop group or
They're a band. They're a J-rock band.
a J-rock band? Okay. And big question, are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're good?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've been around a long time. Probably 10 plus years. They were around when I was in high school, so 10 plus years. And I liked them then. I like them now still. So yeah, they're good.
Okay.
And it looks like they're creating some sort of interactive VR video that showed them scanning all of their faces in. So there's CG representations of each member. And I don't know how it works, if you're just watching this music video and you can move around, or if it's somehow interactive or what. They said something about them fighting off zombies while singing or something. I know.
Why?
It's really, really strange. And that's all they had about Resident Evil. A lot of people were disappointed, I know. I got excited, and then it was like, oh, okay. So, and it's VR. It's specifically for VR. So, they did talk about, this is kind of interesting, something called Anywhere VR. And the idea is, like in the commercial, it showed like them people getting home from work and immediately popping on their VR helmet. And it's essentially like a virtual space that you live in. You can access the internet. You can connect your smartphone to it. So you can access, it shows like your phone pops up, and then you can access text and everything from in this virtual environment.
Whoa.
You can access different apps and things all from within this virtual environment that you
This is like
sort of live in. Not
immediately reminded me of one of those situations where it's like somebody comes home and they have like this rundown shack, and then they put on the thing and it's like a mansion.
Right.
It's like I feel like there's
a lot of those science fiction like dystopia type things where
Yeah, it immediately called to mind. I think it was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he was
I'm listening.
a cop in the future. I feel like he's a cop a lot, but
Like, that doesn't whittle it down.
I know it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm bad at explaining movies, but I know Sandra Bullock was in it. And anyway, they did everything through VR. Like, they didn't even touch.
Oh, you're thinking of, it wasn't Schwarzenegger, it was Stallone.
It was Stallone,
and
okay.
it was Demolition Man.
Okay, yeah. That's what it was.
Right.
That's all I
We're heading that direction, is what you're trying to say, yeah. It looked interesting, and it said they'll have, like, daily activities that pop up, things for you to do every day or something, but it gives you a reason to log in, you know.
Yeah.
Could be interesting. It almost sounds like PlayStation Home, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation Home was a failed experiment by Sony.
Okay.
Wait, can I just describe this based on the title?
Yes,
That's what I think.
Please.
Do you create a home in PlayStation Home that's apart from the home that you're already playing in? Is that it?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of a virtual space. The idea was you would have a house, you could customize the layout, what items you have. You could unlock items from different games. And the idea was you would hang out there virtually.
Yeah.
And any of your online friends could, like, come to your house. There would be, like, public meeting spaces where you could go and hang out.
So this is Second Life.
Essentially.
But on a much smaller scale.
Right. And it just, nobody was
First
that
Life.
interested in it.
Oh, well, Dallas knows about Second Life.
I did.
That's
you know
right,
what?
because you did it for
Class one
class.
time. I
I
did.
feel like that's the only time that you
Anything digital, I'm like,
Yeah.
I did it for class.
It's like social media for class.
You know what? Speaking of which, there's going to be a lot of... Yeah, well, you're not on Facebook, so you're going to get the brunt end of it for class. I'm going to have to, like, tweet a lot, Facebook a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Interesting stories of Dallas's life.
Sorry, friends. Kind of. Like, we're doing this story for class. Something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, so that looked kind of interesting. We'll see. I don't know.
Okay. It's like Gigapets. Did you guys have a Gigapet?
Oh, yeah, I had a
I
Gigapet.
had a couple.
Yeah.
All of them died.
Yeah.
All of mine
I would get
died.
bored after like a day and then whatever. So.
I'd keep them alive for a while.
I somehow am not surprised. I feel like you have one at home that you
like,
still feed.
Hey, I did download the Tamagotchi app when it came out, and I was really bad at it.
Yeah. I mean, I take semi-good care of my actual dogs.
Oh yeah, I take great care of my actual pets, but
They give you love and affection back, so it makes it worth it. You know?
Not my dogs.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you've met my dogs.
Yeah, I have.
They're, like, sweet, but they're only sweet to the point where, like, can I sit in your lap? Can I lay down on the couch? No? Well, then I want nothing to do with you.
All right.
Other than that, there was talk. It looked really cool. It was called Grand Blue Fantasy Project RE Link. I don't know, one of those crazy names they always like. And I guess it was a cell phone series, and now they're making one for the PS4. The video looked really good, but they already said this is until like 2018 or something. So we got a long time on that.
The developer, I'm trying to remember who it was.
I don't remember. It looked really cool, but
I want to say it was
we
Platinum.
got a
but
long
maybe not.
time. I don't think it was Play. It was somebody with cell phone that was making the jump
Yeah.
finally to console. So and sometimes that can work pretty well. We'll see.
Yeah, sometimes.
So those were a lot of the bigger stories. I know something that I don't know why, but Kingdom Hearts 2.8 had a cool remix.
Yeah, he
of
did.
the
You showed me
of
that one.
the
That was
Kingdom
nice.
Hearts theme song. It was called like the Ray of Hope mix or
Hey,
something
man.
like that. So
Kingdom
that's
Hearts
always
does
fun.
music really well.
Other than that, I saw a lot of pictures and videos from TGS. A lot of merch on the floor. It was almost like a convention where you go and everybody's selling video game themed stuff. There was a lot of that there.
Man.
And I think TGS, because TGS is open to the public for like the last day or 2 days, I forget how long. So there's a lot of opportunity for that. Where like at E3,
Right.
it's all the press,
Right.
and yeah, they're giving out free stuff, but you're not going to see a lot of like stands where people can go and buy T-shirts of your favorite video game characters or whatever. So it's definitely a different environment.
One day TGS.
So it would be cool to go there, check stuff out.
I will say, for my sake, since I know neither of you play it, obviously, but Monster Hunter is supposed to be getting a Hollywood movie.
I saw
It's
that.
in the talks. Just I don't know. That's really weird that this game that it's pretty niche, like to get something like a Hollywood movie deal is very, I don't know. Yes, Dallas.
Dallas has a question.
What's Monster Hunter?
Okay, so Monster Hunter is pretty basic game. You just make a character. It's just an avatar for yourself.
Okay.
Or for your character. And you have missions to go out and slay or capture these huge monsters that are out in the world.
Okay.
And it's very skill-based, but the skill level doesn't change. It's all base skill level, right? So you can go in and just learn how to use the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also about learning the monsters' movements. And when they're weak and when they're going to attack and what kind of attack they're going to do. So it's just like kind of like intuitively watching this animal and learning how it's going to attack you, and you have to kill it pretty much.
Okay.
So it's really cool because of that, because of the intuitiveness of learning things like that. And there's gathering and there are items, and you can make armor out of the monsters that you kill and all that kind of stuff.
I feel like, knowing you, that is exactly in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, no,
just
totally.
Like, kind of building a life in a game, learning skills.
Yeah.
And then, in this case, going out and slaying the monster.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really fun. It's one of those games that I got really, really into.
Okay.
And
so,
you can team up with other people, right?
Yeah, so
To hunt down
there's
monsters.
local and online play. You can find random people online, and you can just invite them to your little hub or whatever and play with them, or you can have your friends that have the game come over and play with you.
So it's being made into a movie, but you said it's niche, so...
Yeah, I mean, it got pretty popular here. It's very popular in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people here in the West complain because a lot of times we get it on the handhelds, but for some reason we don't usually seem to get the big console releases. So, like, if there's a version on whatever PS3, we don't get it here, but we get the 3D.
But there aren't really console ones, and I don't think the console ones did very well in Japan.
I don't know. I know there was one. Wasn't there one released on the Wii here in the U.S.?
There was. Try was on the Wii.
Okay.
But the thing about Monster Hunter is, like, the missions are only at max 50 minutes, and you can beat most of them within 15 to 20 minutes. So a lot of people would play on the train. It was a very mobile game. So for Japan, mobile games are like boom.
It's definitely
because,
like a commuter's game.
Right.
Yeah.
But for Americans, not so much. So it was really interesting how well the game caught on eventually. And now it's pretty popular, but you still find people that, they don't know what the heck Monster Hunter is. But it's so big in Japan that it's just finally getting that trickle down here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just weird that, I feel like in the, not necessarily infancy of the fandom here, but that it's getting a movie. That's crazy to me. Just like, I guess, for me, Scott Pilgrim, it got its movie, and I was like, oh, holy crap, like, I've been following this series since the beginning, and I can't believe that it's getting a movie. Like, nobody knows about Scott Pilgrim, and then it became huge. So I don't know, it could happen.
Yeah, we'll see. Then the other thing, too, Monster Hunter doesn't have, like, a huge plot, right? Like,
no.
There's not, like, a big sweeping story arc or anything. No. So they can kind of do whatever they want with it.
Yeah. And I think that's partly what I worry about.
Right.
Like, I don't know where they're going to go with it, and all that kind of stuff.
Are you worried that they're going to Americanize it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
Very
see
much
that.
so.
You're going to have Mark Wahlberg play the main character, and yeah.
I kind of want, like, unknowns to play the characters, because I don't want big names attached to it. Like, I feel like then it's like, oh, it's these actors, when it's like, it shouldn't even... It's not about the people. It's not about the characters. It's totally about the monsters. They have to get the monsters right. And if they don't get that stuff right, then it's going to be crap.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
It's kind of like the new Godzilla, which I actually liked. But they made it all about the people, and Godzilla was almost more the backdrop to what was happening.
Isn't there a new Godzilla out that the critics are raving about or something?
There's a new one. I forget the full title of it, but it's a new Japanese-made.
Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, and supposedly has it come out here?
I don't think it's coming out.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
They I know it's supposed to be released here, at least in limited theaters or something. But yeah, supposedly it's really good. So
hey, maybe we do a movie trip.
Oh, I'd like that.
Hey.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Check it out. And I know that they are making an official sequel to the American Godzilla.
Oh.
So
It's been a few years, hasn't it?
and they're supposed to be making a Godzilla versus King Kong as well.
They didn't make that one already?
They did a lot, like in the 80s.
Oh,
It was
okay.
terrible.
All right.
But the same, and I just forgot the name, Legendary, I think, owns the rights to King Kong and Godzilla for US and everything. So that's why they're doing that crossover. I think it's the same people that own the rights to Pacific Rim. So who knows, one day we could see a giant robot King Kong versus Godzilla.
That'd be cool.
So interesting stuff there. I think that's pretty much it. That covers most of the bigger information coming out of TGS. There are a few smaller things, some street dates, things like that, but that about wraps it up.
Heck yeah.
So I think that about wraps it up for a podcast, unless anybody's got anything else for this week. We're still figuring all this out. You know, we're going to get better and better, I promise. Hopefully next time all four of us will be here again. So I don't think I have anything else. Good, Dallas? You good?
I'm good.
I'm ready for a lay down.
Fall asleep.
Lay down nap.
I mean, yeah.
This is the Sleepy Time Podcast.
Sleepy Time Podcast. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, and like the usual YouTube thing, like, subscribe, leave comments,
Blah,
etc.,
blah,
etc.
blah.
Yep.
You know the deal.
Yep. All right.
I don't know.
That's
how
what
YouTube
everybody
works.
says too. We have to come up with our own and say something like,
We'll brainstorm it.
"Join the club." Are you a player?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll iron that out. All right. And on that note,
Grown.
see you guys next week. All right.
Bye.